Hello friends, welcome back to our next session on SQL tutorial for beginners. If you haven't watched our previous videos, then please find the link in the description and go through the videos. So in this tutorial, we will learn about select statement. In a select statement, first of all, the basic selection. So select is used to access the data from database table. The basic element of the syntax of select statements are select keyword, the column you want to select, and the table from which you will retrieve the data. So for example, you see here the select column 1, column 2, so on up to your column n from table name. So this is the basic selection where you are listing the column names. If you want to select more than one column, list them separated by commas. If you want to select all the columns in the table, you can use the asterisk. Another basic selection which is using asterisk. Select asterisk from table name. In this case, you don't need to list all the columns, or you don't need to write down the names of all the columns. And that's how the asterisk will bring all the columns from the table. Let's see the select basic selection examples. So we have a world database where city is the table, and we are listing the columns from the city table: ID, name, country code, district, and population. Select from these columns from city table. If we execute this, it will give us the list of all the columns in the order which we specified, all the records. So if you want to change the order of any particular column, you can specify that and you can get the result. So now population is the shifted before the district. Basic selection by listing the columns. Now if you don't want, if you want to list all the columns, we have another way, that is asterisk. We can simply put asterisk after select statement, select keyword from table name. So select asterisk from table name city, and let's run it. This will also give us all the columns listed over here. So this is the basic selection. Now let's learn about the selecting by criteria. In a select statement, we can put some criteria to select a specific data if you want, and for that where clause comes into the picture in select statement. And the statement syntax is select column names from table name where a particular column equals to or any operator and the value. So in this case, where column 2 equals to something. This will restrict the data for the particular criteria and give us the result. And this is where clause comes into the picture, and it's very important for us to select the data. So we will use the same example of city table where we have different columns in city. So in this case, we will restrict the data or use the criteria to give us the result of country code equals to AFG. You can see that we have some record showing the country code as AFG, and we will just put a condition that select from those columns from table city where country code equals to AFG. And if we run this, only the records, only the country code having is AFG will be listed over here. Or there would be another condition you can write with AND operator where district equals to Kabul, Kabol. You can see this is the first record, and let's see if we execute this query, what is the result? It will give us only one record because country code AFG and district Kabul, and that's why it's restricted to only this particular record. So this is how we can use a where condition, and where can be used in conjunction with and or different operators. Next, ordering the results. You can order the result set using order by clause. For that, the syntax is same until the where clause if you want to use, or you can use order by clause after the from clause. So for example, we have select all these columns from table name where we are restricting data for a particular column and order by column n. This will give us the result set restricted for column 2 and order by column n. You can order by ascending and descending. Let's see this with the example. So for order by, let's use the same example which we used to restrict the data. Here we are restricting the data for country code AFG, and we will order the records in population order. So select all these columns from table city where country code is AFG, order by population. If we execute this, we will get the result order by population and restricted for country code. By default, it is ascending order. You see, the first is smaller number and then the bigger and then the bigger and the bigger one. But if you want, you can change the order by just mentioning the DESC keyword, which is descending. So we are explicitly telling that order it by population but in a descending order. And here you go. Now all the records are ordered by population in a descending order. Next, let's see the limit statement, limit keyword with the select statement. You can use the limit keyword to restrict the number of records using limit clause. What limit will do? Limit will just give only those number of records, first extracted number of records. If you want 3 records, first 3 records it will display us in the result set. Limit is generally used for order by clause because we know that what is the result listed in which order, and in that order which all are the records we want. So top 5 records, top 3 records we can extract, or top bottom 3, bottom 5 records, bottom n records we can do using the limit clause. Here let's use the same example where we are ordering the population by descending order, and let's try to find the top 3 populated cities in the world or in the particular country code. In our case, we have restricted it for a AFG, so in that country code we are first listing the result in a population descending order, and then we are limiting it for the top 3 populated cities. So first of all, you can see that we have 4 records coming in our existing query. If we just restrict it for country code and population descending order. Now instead of 3, let's make it 2 so that we can see the clear difference. So now this will give us, by limiting 2, it will give us only top 2 populated cities in that particular country code. So let's select and run it. Here you go. We have the first Kabul and Kandahar. We have 2 populated cities. Next, like operator. Like operator is used to restrict the similar records. So if you want to find the similar records, we have to use the like operator, and like operator is used with like keyword and percent and underscore. So in this case, the syntax is select columns from table name where a particular column like some percent. So this will give us the record starting with some value and anything after that. Similarly, it's used with underscore as well. Let's see this with example. So let's see the like operator with example. Here we are going to use the same example where we are going to restrict the district column like K percentage. K percentage means all the districts starting with K having any number of characters after K, because percentage is there. So if we run this query, it will give us all the district starting with K and no count after the K, that is percentage. So you can see Kabul and this Kafir al-Sharak, that is also has starting with K but n number of elements, n number of characters after that. So this is starting with K. Let's say if we use this percent before any character and then a character in a like operator. So district like percent A. This will give us the records of a district ends with A. So if we run it, all the districts whose name ends with, which name ends with A, it will list all of them here. Next, if you want to see the district with the name which has A in their name at the second last position. So that means any number of character A and after that only one character after that, any one character after that. So we have to use underscore for that. Underscore represents one character. So if we execute it, you see here Kandahar. So it has A underscore, R is actually coming because of that underscore, and this will give us the records of a district ends with A at the second last position. So you can see here Dubai and all those records. So this is a like operator. So next we will learn about a group by clause, another important clause in the select statement, where the group by clause will help us to group the records as per the specific column. So the syntax is select columns listed, or you can use asterisk if you are using all the columns, from table name, group by the column if you the column which you want to group the records as per it. So group by column 2, for example. So here we will use the city table for our group by clause. We have select star from city. If we execute it, it will give us the results whichever order it's stored into the database. But you want to group it by the country code. So what will happen if we write a group by and a country code column? It will group all the records having the same country code together. So you see here A, starting with A, all are together, then B, C, so on up to the Z. Group by clause orders the records by default in ascending order. So you see here it starts with A and then B, C. If you want to change the order of your output, you can use order by clause along with the group by clause. Order by country code descending. So instead of starting with A, we will start with Z. So this is how we can alter the order of the records along with the group by clause. And this is how the group by clause is there. If you want to restrict the records of a group by clause, there is another clause which is having clause, which we'll cover in the advanced topics. For now, group by clause will help us to group the records as per the column you want in your result. So this is all about the select statement in SQL. We will continue learning the DML statements in our upcoming videos. Till then, keep learning SQL and keep supporting us. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon.